How history repeats itself, guys. I hate to inform you, a complete tragedy has happened today. There's no more delicious wonton soup coming our way. There's no more Nova competing with Jared over who's the creepiest mascot Subway ever had, and even worse, there's gonna be no more 10 out of 10 good as a Dr. Pepper reviews. It may be all over because Nova Online has officially been kicked out of the partner program on TikTok. And do you think he's melting down right now? Because if you answered anything other than, yeah, of course he's losing it right now, you'd be really, really wrong. Nova has bet his entire life on TikTok. And yeah, if you was any other regular 20-year-old who blew up on TikTok, you'd probably be living decent right now, maybe going to college, not having to grind out a regular job on the side, or working a job and doing TikTok on the side to earn even more income, hoping one day you can just do it full time. But that's not Nova. Nova was going to be the guy who stayed in bed until 5 o'clock, getting yelled at by his mom to go get a job, go to an interview as he slinked over to his gaming chair for another 16 hours of Quidditch, telling his mom, I'm starting online school tomorrow or something like that, just leave me alone for right now. But Nova got lucky, he got some TikTok buzz and not only managed to ruin that, but also his reputation in the meantime, which greatly affected the jobs that he could get since he exposed his true colors multiple times at this point. So now, when he goes and starts working at some restaurant where he has potential to be around people he shouldn't, people are going to let that place know just in case, and Nova doesn't like that. In fact, he spends a majority of his time online complaining about it instead of actually looking for a job. And again, I know it's gotta be crappy, but then you remember Nova singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and spinning around in a Sailor Moon costume. And sorry to throw that into your mind, but now it's there and it's not the same, is it? And that's like the biggest overall problem for Nova, right? But then there's the baseline problem that limits Nova from getting a job anyhow. It's Nova himself, not even the crappy stuff Nova does. He has no attention span, unless it's something to do with Harry Potter or something saying tophiachu or Daniel Larson are bigger lolcows than him. He can't focus. And what's the jobs that Nova aspires to work for? Being a head chef or running a kitchen. Very high stress environments that needs everyone to be quick, alert, and focused, which Nova is none of those things. He lacks just about every one of those traits. Could you imagine being in the kitchen with 5 orders in your face, waiter in your ear telling you the customers are getting upset, the stress building inside of you, and all you hear is this? Can I get a French onion soup, please? And you know that was an order you finished 10 minutes ago. He was just busy screaming in the freezer about TikTok comments. You'd be the one having a meltdown then. And Nova is such an easy read that any manager worth their soul is going to pick up on that and probably just tell him to hit the road and take a trucker shower. That was a 1 out of 10 interview, Gabe. You gotta try better next time. And some people might say, well, Nova might be able to try and work fast food again. And with fast food workers typically interacting with customers more in general, which is a challenge all on its own, which I can say without ever seeing it firsthand that I know, and you guys probably agree with me, Nova can't handle that responsibility. Like, consider how he was at Subway. That had to be a train wreck every time he was behind the counter. Could you imagine looking at Nova making your Subway sandwich? You know, they're called Subway artists, but that's not a sandwich artist if you ask me. That's a 0 out of 10. But forget about the sandwich, just imagine him being responsible enough to be like 1 out of the 3 people you ever see in those places. For example, the one time Nova and his mom were just getting home, and I must preface this, the guy doing this is weird as well, but he produced this moment, so I'm just going to tell you about it. So allegedly, Nova and Mama Noves get home, and this guy who's been taking snack shots of Nova around town finally builds the nerve to follow them home to get an interview off Nova. When he confronts the two and asks for the interview, young Gabriel, the man we know, did he stand strong in his freshly fitted chastity cage? Or do about 5 flips over himself running inside, leaving his mom to do the interview? And it was the latter, of course it was. Nova wasn't taking any of that heat. But with all that said, and since this is the final day of the luxury food and drink reviews, Nova Online is now going to be begging for pennies to do in its replacement so he can review McDonald's most scrumptious value meal every week, and those trucker showers are going to be even more of a necessity. So let's take a quick look at what Nova was up to in the golden era, I guess we can dub it now, before that clock app sent Nova all the way back to prehistoric living. And I'm just going to tell you, that's not a 10 out of 10 Dr. Pepper.
Guys, for the second time, we hit 100,000 followers. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, to the real ones, the real fans, thank you. It truly means a lot to me. I've been having a rough day today, and just seeing that I'm back in the 6 digits after my account getting hacked almost a year ago, I feel like I'm finally going somewhere again. So, with the launch of Novacord and me struggling to find a job, which was the whole purpose for starting Novacord, for real, thank you. Like, wow. To think that a single Wingstop video kicked off my TikTok page is crazy. Well, once again, thank you. Pepsi came out with a new flavor not too long ago. Wild cherries and cream. I had a problem finding the normal version. All I could find was a nasty 0 sugar version. But hey, I got the official wild cherries and cream now. Let's go ahead and try this. Ew, 69 grams of sugar. Nice. Let's go ahead and try this out real quick. Smells pretty good. But before I try it, I want to let you know this is one of the color combos you can get on my Paracord shop. If you want to place an order, go ahead and hit my email. This video was pre-filmed. The ordering process is different now. With the colors that you would like, and I'll send over my Venmo, Cash App, or One. Those are the 3 forms of payment I am accepting right now. But let's try this Pepsi. Diboja. Ew! I can taste the cream, but it's like, imagine you accidentally left cream sitting on your kitchen counter for a few days and then dunked it into cherry Pepsi. It is horrible. The only place you belong is the frickin' toilet. Let's give my stomach a break. Welcome back to Shotnado. Now, if you guys are OG fans, longtime viewers, and you want to know what happened to Krakenado, I've decided to stop doing that because the Kraken has fallen off harder than Fred. So, we're going back to old school shotgunning with the keys. So. Oh! They viewed my application! Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. I just got an Indeed notification saying a place I applied for viewed my application. We got the keys. That hit the spot. I'm depressed. Again. So let's do another Shotnado. It's that time of the month again. I get weirdly depressed. 14th, it always hits its peak. Let's check it out. Okay, that one's actually not bad. Anyways, guys, make sure to check out Novacord. I'm pretty depressed right now, so I'm gonna go make paracord bracelets to cheer me up. Guys, I have officially created my first fishtail weave bracelet. This is the coolest looking bracelet I have ever made, and I really like this color combination. Hey 18 plus fans, so I'm on a Gamefly right now, checking out what games that I should rent after I return the next one that I got. Any good PS5 game recommendations?
It's crazy that the first video of the week was literally him opening up like, guys, I know none of you like me, my business is failing, and all I need to do is get off the internet, but when I hit 100,000 followers, I knew everything would be okay. And how wrong could he have been? It's almost like a small Chris Shankers. Whenever Nova gives something a good rating, that is about to take a nosedive. Who could have worse luck than that? He literally shot NATO'd his TikTok career down the toilet. That Indeed application better have been the one to hire him, because that one was almost prophecy. In fact, when you watch his last few TikToks, which I showed you, it really is prophetic the way Nova has hope for the future, but takes good fortune for granted, probably ignores the job interview because TikTok is about to save him, of course it is, and then he gets depressed because mom is yelling at him for missing the 5th interview of the week. But don't worry, mama knows he spent all of that valuable time that he's not getting back into learning how to double weave a bracelet that's turned absolutely no profit, and about 50% more expensive than any other paracord bracelet out there. And did you notice how Nova is saying, "Hi, all 18 plus fans" in that one video? I don't think he understands how weird that sounds. It just shows that he's been caught up for some weird stuff. It's not like he's making adult content or anything. And this is completely off topic, guys, but kind of on topic at the same time. You know, I gotta wonder, is there a reason for Gamefly anymore? It used to sound so cool when I was a kid, like a blockbuster but on the internet. And looking back now, I don't know what was so great about that, but back then it seemed awesome. But now it's even more confusing. With, you know, Xbox having Game Pass and PS5 having a crappier version of that, and then Nintendo having an even crappier version of that, is there really a need for Gamefly? I'm like super curious if you could actually tell me. But anyhow, back to Nova Online. Nova Online, guys, he lives a very confusing life in general. It seems like his only true friends are the channels who make videos on him. He's on a constant mission to prove us wrong, and in the process manages to give everyone what they were expecting. Nova trying and failing, but in the meantime getting exposed for some extra creepy behavior in the background. And guys, I want you to know how bad this is for Nova, because as we've stated, that he is never getting a job again, most likely. But Nova Online has an even bigger problem than that, because he and his mom are having some very big problems right now. Not surprising, Nova loves to beef with his family members, the ones who put a roof over his head, feed him since he can't keep a job, and would much rather run to his ever so caring online friends who don't really know him, never seen him a day in their life, but they know him better and have far better intentions for him, right people? Right? Of course not. And it's even worse now since he can no longer make the excuse to mama knows that ordering food for 3 people pays for itself and then some, that those days are over with. What is Nova going to do now that he can't order for 4 people every time he goes to a fast food place? Well, he's probably still going to do it, but, you know, Mama Knows has to pay for it now. Or maybe not, guys, because you guys might not be aware of this, but Nova has to pay his mom rent every single month. The Netflix subscription for Monday Night Raw isn't cheap, homies. Nova is having to pay his mom somewhere around $1,000 a month to live in the house. And I know what many of you are saying, well, Nova's an adult, he should pay bills if his parents need, and I agree, but for Nova, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. And it really is if you think about it now, because who's going to hire Nova? The dude has had like 50 job interviews in the last 2 months. Who knows how many he shows up to? Maybe he's got an ace up his sleeves, guys. Who needs TikTok monetization when you have such an amazing business in Novacords, the hottest business of 2025? Forbes has for sure been keeping an eye on it, or is it the FBI? I don't know, but it starts with an F, and a business able to sell to such esteemed individuals like Uncle Gums, and the hash-slinging slasher, the mystery person who's bought like 2 of them, but he only makes a purchase when Nova's walls ooze that weird green stuff. That's why he doesn't sell very many, guys. It's hard to get business around here. But all jokes aside, the Novacord business is not doing well right now. Nova is getting more troll emails than actual emails. It's got so bad, Nova had to rebrand his Paracord name from Novacord, since that was getting too much hate, to a distinguished, generic Paracord brand, but don't worry, it still comes with that 10 out of 10 craftsmanship that only young Gabriel could provide. And here's a video he's made about it here recently, where apparently he also admits to committing a felony.
Alright. Funny story here. A letter addressed to my uncle appeared in the mail today. He doesn't even live with me. And what it was in the letter was a very lewd picture and a very nasty message saying that I never fulfilled a Paracord order from someone who never even emailed me. That picture is going right in the garbage. This is completely unacceptable. I mean, this is the first time this ever happened, and this is just completely fucking rude and ugly. Now, another thing came into the mail that I was looking forward to. A new Gamefly game arrived in the mail. And you're going to find out what that Gamefly game is within today's kick stream. But seriously, don't fucking send lewd stuff in the mail. Please. Nova Universe, signing off.
And at this point, a lot of you have got to be saying Chilla, he's going to be back at it tomorrow. And yeah, it's TikTok. He could get his monetization back super soon. I've seen a lot of things happen on that damn clock app that are surprising for the good and bad. So Nova definitely could melt down over the phone long enough to get back. But as of now, Nova has tried to appeal and it was denied. I'm not sure why he lost it in the first place. Maybe someone in the comment section can inform me why. And at this point, we gotta be asking, what is Nova going to do now? I know plenty don't care at all, but let's consider the possibilities. Nova most likely is going to be kicked out of his house. It's not like it hasn't happened before. Nova's mom and her brother seem to be close in that very southern way. They're around each other all the time, but still have a very hostile relationship. If anyone understands what I'm saying, that they know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's like something Nova has picked up on, so I wouldn't be surprised if Nova gets kicked out and has to live with his uncle. But why would his uncle let Nova stay there? Like anywhere Nova goes, bad things are going to follow him. Where Nova is getting a similar treatment as Cyrax and Christian. And think about it, even if Nova isn't about to get kicked out, what about when his internet activity has crazy things happening around the household? Do you think he'll be there much longer? And then let's say he runs to his uncle's house. Well, do you think Uncle's Nova is going to deal with it? He's already disappointed in Nova. His uncle gets sent all of these videos Nova has made talking trash about him, all of the pacifier videos, and he doesn't want anything to do with it now. So when it gets even worse, do you think Nova will be staying there very long? If that, it probably might not even happen. And his creepy behavior online has pushed so many job opportunities away that he doesn't even know about. And let's not forget, he got fired from Subway and Walmart all by himself. He's slowly creeping into the Rags territory where it's get a secluded job and hope, or end up begging online like Lisa Richards. Like his last hope right now, guys, is that he ends up taking YouTube more serious and earn some money from that. And guys, do you really think that's gonna work? Probably not. It's Nova online. But I guess that's all from me today, guys. I bet Nova hopes this video ages like milk and you guys want it to age like a fine wine. But until the next one, drop a like, subscribe, comment, and follow all the socials down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.